This thing I don't think has ever been cleaned. Bird feathers, some dog hair, some cat hair. So that's all gonna have to be replaced. That's a nice bird's nest in it. Doors rotted out, drywall seam is cracking. Holes in the tub. This bathroom's getting completely gutted as well because there's water damage. Welcome back to Mr. Post Frame. My name is Paul, and today we are at the whole house remodel, and we are going to be installing all of the base cabinets. I want to get those in as soon as possible so that I can get countertops measured for and get that ball rolling. Before we get started, if you guys are new to the channel, I got my start self-building my own Barndominium. You can check out that full play series here. And my whole business is involved into helping other DIYers reach their dream of finding that piece of land, building their own home. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It helps me out more than you know. But let's go ahead and jump into the show. So before Christmas, my kids and I came here. All of these cabinets were in the garage. We brought them all in, unpacked everything but the upper cabinets, set them in place. So I'm gonna flip you around, I'll show you this. So you can see I have these laid out in their general location. That one will go over there. I just have a bunch of cutting to do. Then there'll be a double dishwashers and then an end cabinet. And this will have all uppers. These are all from Cabinet Direct. We buy all of our cabinets from them. This is the Fabuwood line. It's kind of a middle of the road line, but we've had really good luck with them. All soft close. All plywood construction. You can get them painted, you can get them stained. You can see the color of these. And then we have a couple different colors for the other bathrooms. These are going to be a blue that are going in that bathroom. Upstairs is like a light green, which I'll show you. And then these down here in the master are blue as well. But we're going to start in here. First step is to mark out for our hole here and our two holes here. So I'm gonna get those marked, get them cut. I'm gonna slide this into place. And then you can see I put all of my LVP down first. And it is recommended that you don't install cabinets over a floating floor. I wanted my cabinets to sit flush with the floor, so I'm gonna slide this in. Once I cut those holes, I'm gonna mark, and then I'm just gonna cut a relief cut right here, and then my trim will cover that cut. That way all of this floor out here can still free float the way it was designed to. All right, you can measure off the floor and off the wall to your holes, or you can back it up close and just make some marks. And off the floor, we are 17 3/4, 17 3/4. I'm just gonna get the 13.5 is the center there, so we should be good. What I like to do is I like to drill till the front until the center bit comes through, and then reverse it. That way I'm not chipping out. And you get a nice clean cut both ways. I really like this Diablo hole saw kit. It's really quick to change out the size of hole saw. Hopefully I did all right. This wall isn't level over here. Jeez. All right, but that gets us where I'm gonna get my levels, make sure this is sitting right, and then I'll scribe down below, move it out, cut it, slide it back in. Simple as that. Then this will sit on the LVP that's underneath the cabinet, which is a non-issue, and then all this out here can still free float. Perfect. All right guys, so there's that cut is right along here. So this has plenty of room to expand and contract and move. Right here. Right here. That's money. Back could come up a little bit. All right, I have never had a wall this out of plumb. So I made a measurement at the top, measurement in the middle, measurement at the bottom, and I have my line scribed on here. So I'm going to get this cut, then I'm going to have to nail it onto the cabinet face. All right, this is kind of hard because you have to freehand when you don't have a straight cut. All right, got some short nails in here. Get this nailed, actually, flat side up against here. You guys can see that. You can see my cut right across the edge. And so when I put my toe kick on there, I have room for expansion and contraction now. This can all free float. And then my trim piece will cover that seam. Let's see if this fits in here. So we're going to mark along the front to make that cut. Just centered this, put a filler on both sides. Like I said before, I like to cut these about a 32nd to a 16th big, so I can kind of wedge them in there. It just turns out real nice. And then I'll put trim pieces right here once we hook all of the water lines up. But this is going together nice. Front pieces just have clips that they snap into. So you just have to line those up. Just give it a pop. And that's how that's hold on to there. These doors are really nice because they have quick connect hinges. There's a little groove right there. You just put that little guy in there. And then rotate it down and it snaps in. Pops in there. All these cabinets come with soft close doors and drawers. All right, this one, got the 2 downstairs bathrooms done. Base cabinets are fastened in. These are gonna be a little tricky because we gotta get these supply lines up through the bottom of the cabinets and then also get them through these drains. And this one is at an angle. All right, so we're 74. So there will be a 1-inch filler on both sides. So 3 cabinets put together. So we got 17.5, so that'd be 8.5, 8 3/4 would be the center of this cabinet. Almost 3/4 of an inch gap. So this floor is either out of level or the wall is, or a combination. So I'm gonna have to get my levels, which I think, are they up here or are they downstairs? They're downstairs. I'll have to go get those to see if I'm gonna have to shim this up or shim the back, but that's really bad. Like that's really bad. That's crazy bad. And this is probably gonna be a pretty good challenge because if I look at this wall, see where the drywall is, it is not flat, straight, anything. So, all right guys, I got the holes marked and cut. I think what I might do is just move this out of the way for now. I'll put it back in to mark the other one and then move it again to get this one on here. So that wasn't bad right there. 5/8 or so. So that one's probably gonna have a bigger gap, but you're not gonna really be able to tell. Gotta make sure I have the equal 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Now I can measure off of this cabinet to mark this other one. So we'll measure off the edge over to the drain, off the floor up to the drain, mark it. Same thing with the water lines, get it cut. And then we'll see if we can get it in there. All right, I got these holes cut, so I'm gonna take this out, set it over here. You can see that's got a J hook to it, so I'm not 100% sure how that is going to work. More out or not, I'm hoping that I can get it started. Don't know if that's gonna work. Nope, so close. So I'm gonna have to cut a little bit more out of that to get that going here. All right, let's try this again. Boom, that gave me just enough. All right, let's see if this will slide in here. Yep, so I'm gonna end up with a little bit bigger filler over here, but that's all right. Nobody's ever gonna notice. And that actually works out better because this drain is favoring that side, so it shifting that way doesn't really hurt me. This floor is off by 3/8, so I'm gonna have to shim the bottom. So I'm gonna mark the floor, get it cut, get these back in there, get them fastened together, and then we'll get them fastened to the wall. And then once we get that done, we will cut the fillers on both sides. So I'm gonna screw from this drawer cabinet over to the sink cabinets. That way you'll never, not that you ever see these anyway, but you'll never see them with these drawers in here. All right, so the corners of this room were a little bit wavy, and the drywall obviously is built out in the corners with mud more, so I had to get as much out of this as I could, and then the rest will be leveled up with the countertop. Same, we're probably like an 1/8 inch off from being level here, guys, and it's equal across all the back. So I've got that held up there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure for shims, and I'll take each screw out and then run it through shims so it's nice and solid, and then we'll block underneath. Put it back. No. Yeah, all right, that is rock solid, guys. Check it across this way. That's good that way. I'm really good. These are little holders for the water lines, and you cut your hole 1 3/8 inches, and then these snap in there, and then they will hold your PEX line. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these in, get them fastened down, and then this will be all good except for the fillers, which I'll go cut. These just snap over there. And these will hold your water line. Oh, man. I always cut these about a 32nd to a 16th big, so that when I put these in there, they fit snug. Must have drilled a little crooked there, so I'm gonna drill a new hole. All right, guys, I got all the bathrooms, lower cabinets installed. I did chip this. I'm gonna have to fix that. I mean, luckily it's up high. So I'll show you how I fix that, but it looks pretty good. Really like this color, goes with the floor good. So all I gotta do is get the kitchen lowers in, and then we can have countertops measured for. Got shims in here. This floor is quite a bit unlevel. I tipped this up as far as I could. It still slopes down just a hair, probably about 1/8, but they'll be able to get that out with the countertop. But that's the best I could do with what I was working with, because drywall in the corners it's real wavy. So it can be kind of a challenge sometimes, but these ended up turning out really nice. And then I always use these little holders when I'm coming through the bottom of cabinets. It just kind of secures that line, keeps it from moving around.